Welcome to our channel, where we explore the exciting world of cryptocurrencies. In today's video, we'll be discussing the top regulations and legal issues related to cryptocurrencies. As cryptocurrencies continue to gain popularity and mainstream adoption, it's crucial to understand the legal landscape that governs them. We'll cover the most critical issues that every crypto investor and enthusiast should be aware of. So, without further ado, let's dive into the top regulations and legal issues related to cryptocurrencies. Anti-money laundering and know your customer regulations. Cryptocurrencies have been under the regulatory spotlight for some time now, and one of the most critical regulations that crypto businesses must adhere to is anti-money laundering and know your customer regulations. Anti-money laundering regulations require cryptocurrency businesses such as exchanges and wallets to implement measures to prevent money laundering and terrorist financing. Know your customer regulations require these businesses to verify their customers' identities, obtain information about their sources of funds, and report suspicious transactions to regulatory authorities. These regulations are crucial to ensure that cryptocurrencies are not used for illicit activities, such as money laundering, terrorism financing, or other criminal activities. However, complying with these regulations can be challenging for crypto businesses, as cryptocurrencies are designed to be pseudonymous and provide users with a certain degree of privacy. Despite these challenges, regulatory authorities are taking a tough stance on non-compliance, imposing hefty fines and other penalties on crypto businesses that fail to implement adequate anti-money laundering and know your customer measures. Therefore, it's essential for crypto businesses to adopt these regulations to maintain regulatory compliance, protect themselves from potential legal and reputational risks, and build trust with their customers. Taxation. Cryptocurrencies are subject to taxation, and the rules vary from country to country. For example, in the United States, the IRS considers cryptocurrencies as property, and they are subject to capital gains tax. If you hold cryptocurrencies for more than a year, you will be subject to long-term capital gains tax, which is generally lower than short-term capital gains tax. In other countries, such as Japan and Australia, cryptocurrencies are treated as a form of currency and subject to income tax. In some countries, there are no specific tax rules for cryptocurrencies, and they are subject to general income tax rules. Despite the varying tax rules, it's essential to keep accurate records of your cryptocurrency transactions to calculate your tax liability correctly. This includes keeping track of your gains and losses, the dates of your transactions, and the value of your cryptocurrencies at the time of the transaction. The tax implications of cryptocurrencies can be complex, and it's advisable to consult a tax professional or accountant to ensure that you are compliant with the tax laws in your country. It's crucial to be aware of the tax implications of cryptocurrencies and to keep accurate records of your transactions to avoid any potential legal and financial consequences. Securities laws. Cryptocurrencies can sometimes fall under the definition of securities, which are subject to securities laws. Securities laws are designed to protect investors by regulating the sale and trading of securities and ensuring that investors receive accurate and transparent information about the securities they are investing in. The definition of a security can vary from country to country, but generally, securities laws apply to investments that involve an investment of money in a common enterprise, with the expectation of profits primarily from the efforts of others. In some cases, cryptocurrencies can be considered securities if they meet this definition. For example, if a cryptocurrency is sold through an initial coin offering ICO, where investors receive tokens in exchange for their investment, the cryptocurrency could be considered a security. If a cryptocurrency is classified as a security, it must comply with securities laws, such as registration with regulatory authorities, providing accurate and transparent information to investors, and restrictions on trading. The application of securities laws to cryptocurrencies can be a complex and challenging area, and regulatory authorities are still working to develop clear guidelines and regulations. As an investor, it's essential to be aware of the potential application of securities laws to cryptocurrencies and to seek legal advice if you are unsure about the regulatory status of a particular cryptocurrency. Consumer protection. As cryptocurrencies become more popular, it's important to ensure that consumers are protected from fraud, scams, and other risks associated with the use of cryptocurrencies. Many governments and regulatory bodies around the world have introduced consumer protection regulations to protect consumers in this emerging market. Some of the key areas of concern for consumer protection in the cryptocurrency market include security. Cryptocurrency wallets and exchanges are vulnerable to hacking and cyber attacks, which can result in the loss of funds for consumers. Regulatory bodies are working to ensure that cryptocurrency companies implement robust security measures to protect consumers' funds. Fraud and scams. Cryptocurrencies have been used in various fraudulent schemes, including Ponzi schemes and fake ICOs. Regulatory bodies are working to identify and prosecute fraudsters to protect consumers from such scams. Disclosure. Cryptocurrency companies must provide accurate and transparent information to consumers about the risks and benefits of investing in cryptocurrencies. This includes disclosing information about the technology, security measures, and the potential for price fluctuations. Consumer education. It's important to educate consumers about the risks and benefits of cryptocurrencies, including the potential for price volatility and the risks associated with investing in an unregulated market. Consumer protection is a critical issue in the cryptocurrency market, and regulatory bodies are working to ensure that consumers are protected from fraud, scams, and other risks associated with the use of cryptocurrencies. ICO regulations. An ICO is a popular way for cryptocurrency startups to raise funds by offering tokens to investors in exchange for cryptocurrencies or fiat money. However, ICOs have been subject to increased regulatory scrutiny in recent years due to concerns about fraudulent activity and lack of investor protection. To address these concerns, many countries have introduced regulations to govern the sale of tokens through ICOs. These regulations aim to provide greater transparency, protect investors, and prevent fraudulent activities. Some of the key regulations related to ICOs include registration requirements. Some countries require ICO issuers to register with regulatory authorities before launching their ICO. This helps to ensure that issuers comply with regulatory requirements and provide accurate information to investors. Investor protection. ICO regulations may require issuers to provide certain information to investors, such as a white paper outlining the project, the risks involved, and the proposed use of funds. This helps investors to make informed investment decisions. Anti-money laundering and know your customer requirements. ICO issuers may be required to verify the identities of their investors and comply with anti-money laundering regulations to prevent money laundering and terrorist financing. Securities regulations. If tokens offered in an ICO are considered securities, they may be subject to securities regulations. This can include requirements for registration and disclosure. ICO regulations are essential for protecting investors and preventing fraudulent activities in the cryptocurrency market. As an investor, it's important to be aware of the regulatory requirements in your jurisdiction before investing in an ICO. Money transmission laws. In many jurisdictions, transmitting or exchanging cryptocurrencies is considered a form of money transmission. As a result, businesses that engage in cryptocurrency transactions may be subject to money transmission laws and regulations. Some of the key aspects of money transmission laws related to cryptocurrencies include licensing. Many jurisdictions require businesses engaged in money transmission activities to obtain a license from regulatory authorities. These licenses may come with certain requirements, such as maintaining certain capital reserves or submitting to regular audits. Compliance with anti-money laundering and know you regulations. Money transmission laws often require businesses to comply with anti-money laundering and know your customer regulations. This means verifying the identities of customers and reporting any suspicious activities to regulatory authorities. Reporting requirements. Businesses engaged in money transmission may be required to report certain transactions or file reports with regulatory authorities. These requirements may vary depending on the jurisdiction. Compliance with sanctions laws. In some jurisdictions, money transmission businesses must comply with sanctions laws, which restrict transactions with certain countries, individuals, or entities. Money transmission laws are an important consideration for businesses engaged in cryptocurrency transactions. By complying with these laws and regulations, businesses can help to prevent fraudulent activities and ensure the safety and security of their customers' funds. Data protection laws. With the rise of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, there has been a growing concern about the privacy and security of personal data. As a result, many countries have introduced data protection laws to regulate the collection, storage, and use of personal data. Some of the key aspects of data protection laws related to cryptocurrencies include consent. Data protection laws often require businesses to obtain consent from individuals before collecting, storing, or using their personal data. This can include information such as names, addresses, and financial information. Security measures. Businesses must take measures to ensure the security of personal data and protect it from unauthorized access or theft. This can include implementing encryption and firewalls and regularly reviewing security measures. Disclosure. Businesses must be transparent about how they use personal data and disclose any third-party data sharing. This helps to prevent unauthorized use of personal data and protect individuals' privacy rights. Cross-border data transfer. In some jurisdictions, businesses must obtain specific consent or use other means to transfer personal data across borders. Data protection laws are an important consideration for businesses engaged in cryptocurrency transactions. By complying with these laws and regulations, businesses can help to protect the privacy and security of personal data, prevent data breaches, and build trust with their customers. That concludes our video on the top 10 regulations and legal issues related to cryptocurrencies. We hope this video has provided valuable insights and shed some light on the legal landscape that governs cryptocurrencies. As always, we encourage you to do your research and stay up to date with the latest regulations and legal developments in the cryptocurrency world. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content on cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.